Don't worry about word problem like number one, but I think part B is kind of fair. Like, how would you find the vertex of that? What would you do? Charlotte, go ahead. Yeah, fire away. Yes, please. That's the old stuff. Do you have this one also? Ooh, you don't have that. Okay. Um, hold on. I I don't know. I don't have any extra copies. You may need to download it from school. Yeah, I don't have any extra copies right now. I don't see any. Oh, never mind. It's right here. Here we go. Okay, guys. So, guys, let's go through this. Link, go. Yes. So I also did Delta Math. Did you guys get my Delta Math invite? Okay, that is actually probably one of the best things to do over the next 2 days. And that's what I'll be talking about. If you guys come to the Zoom session tomorrow night, or just come during office hours. And tomorrow, by the way, office hours, regular office hours, 10 o'clock will be here. Lunch will be here. X-ray will be here. 9 o'clock on Zoom tomorrow night. And also before school Wednesday. So several more opportunities to meet with me. Today is not too many because we only had office hours and that's really it. But tomorrow, lots more opportunities, right? But anyway, part B, I think, is a fair problem to do. Like, how would I find a vertex? What would I do for number one? Jazz, go ahead. Yeah, you can factor out negative x, and you can get this. And where are your x-intercepts if you factor out negative x? 0 and 10, perfect. And what's the average of 0 and 10? Perfect, that's the x-coordinate vertex. Plug it back into the equation to get the y-coordinate goes with it. And the answer key will show that. Or there's another technique you could do as well. And I do actually tell you this on the test. Negative b over 2a. You could do that as well. That's another way you could do this. So I think part B is a fair problem. Don't worry about A, C, or D, because we haven't done word problems like this. So I think just 1B is a good one. Jazz, go ahead. No, it's the x coordinate of the vertex. No, it's x equals negative b over 2a. It should be x equals. Yeah, go ahead.
X using negative b over 2a, that's just, you get the x from that, and then you just plug it into the original equation.
To get the y. Exactly, correct. Now for number 2, I had to handwrite this in. Was it y equals root 5 minus x, or x? What was it?
X plus 5.
X plus 5, thanks. Okay. John, go ahead. Yes. Sure, no problem. I don't have too many more left, so. Okay. So this one here. Now I'm just gonna kind of just tell you this is pretty darn important. You really need to know these formulas incredibly well. They're all pretty similar though. I mean, there's not much to memorize, but if you just know this incredibly well. I mean, a line, you know, the sort of line. So actually, that's kind of crazy. Don't worry about that. Worry about absolute value down to exponential. These 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the parent functions. Absolute value, you've seen it before. Parabolas, you know, x squared. X cubic, you know, x cubed. 1 over x. We call it hyperbola, or like a reciprocal function or a rational function. Square root the each the x exponential. Now, these look a little complicated, but what do you notice is common among all 6 of these? The a is always out in front, h is always subtracted with x, and the k is on the outside. That's being added. So what your goal is identify a, h, and k. A, h, and k. That's your goal. What does a do? A causes the graph to flip if it's negative, and it stretches the graph. If it's bigger than 1, it stretches, less than 1, it compresses. Hope that's intuitive. The h does this, horizontal, and the k does this, vertical. That's all they ever do. So in this case, if I have y equals root x plus 5, what's my a value? 1. I don't see anything being multiplied. Now, careful with this one. What's the h value? Negative 5. It's always opposite. Am I adding it to the outside? Is there any k value? So it doesn't do this. It doesn't do this, but it does this. So it's going 5 left. So if root x looks like this, if that's root x, then guess what? That's root x plus 5. Hope that makes sense. Pretty simple to graph. What's your domain going to be? X is greater than or equal to. And what's your range going to be? But starting at, no, y. What's the lowest y value here? 0, and it's going up forever. Okay, so that's a problem I'm going to ask, something like that in the test. So number 2 is a very good one. Just make sure you know the transformations really well. And I'm going to give you guys more practice on that in midway through class. Hmm? No, because you can't go less than -5. So you're safe for saying you can say all real numbers greater than or equal to if you want to actually say the words like that, but you have to say greater than or equal to, because then you're telling me that -6 would work if you just say except -5. -6 can't work because you can't square at negative numbers. That's impossible. They'll be not real. But that's one problem definitely. So I'll tell you right now, the first part of the test will be 3 questions. This is like number 2. But the second question will be very close. I mean, there'll be a little bit more involved than just x plus 5. I might have something on the outside, but the delta math will be a good one to look at. Okay, for number 3, you should know how to do that. It's not going to be a big part of the test, but how do you find x-intercept? What do you guys do? What does y equal? 0. You want to find y-intercept? What does x equal? 0. That's all. And so that should be pretty straightforward. I don't think we're really necessarily asking that to, we kind of are. Yeah, we kind of are. Yeah. So yes, do know that. If you set y equal to 0, I can factor it, right? You could totally factor this. And that should factor as x plus 9, x minus 2. It'll be something that simple in test. And that will be in the calculator portion, problem number 3. Graphing for sure. So like something like number 2. So I'll go over the finer details in a moment. Let me just go through this packet first. Hold on, John. Can you hold on a question? For number 4, I think that's a good one just to understand the differences. Like you can see how like they're flipped or they're stretched. So I think that those are actually number 4 is just flipped. That's all it is. 5. Don't stress yourself over 5. Just cross that one off. I mean, yes, you should know that, but I'm not going to ask a question designed that way. So I wouldn't really worry about that. As well as number 6. I mean, it's good to do number 6, but I'm not asking a question directly like that. So I want to give you guys more practical experience. Nathan, go ahead.
Explain what's going on with the cubic graph.
Oh, for number 4, actually it's number 5. No, number 5, actually it's not cubic, that's exponential. Wait, whoa. That's exponential? Wait, that's weird. I don't know what's going on with that one actually, the more I think about it now. Because they have an exponential function, but that looks like it's cubic.
Yeah, I thought it was cubic too.
Isn't just a changing?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's all that's happening. That's a weird one. I won't worry about that one. Okay, for number 7, I mean, you should know that the A value is changing, but let's not worry about that one either, because that one's a little strange. So I crossed 7 off also. But I think eight's a good one. For 8, you do want to say that it reflects, right? It definitely flips. It definitely moves down and also gets stretched. So you want to be able to state all those things for number 8. So I think that's a good one. 9's a great one. It moves 3 left and 5 down. So I think 9's a good one. I think 10's a good one. I think 11 is good. Jasmine, go ahead. They're just asking to describe exactly. Now 12 is excellent. That is an excellent question. I am going to ask something like this to explain the differences. So what's happening? So tell me the A, H, and K for number 12. What's A here? What's H? What's K? So when you say it, you have to say you want to say it like this. Vertically stretch by a factor of 4. Shift 2 left. Shift 5 down. That's all. Very simple. So identify A, H, and K. A is the number out in front. H is what's directed to X. K is what you do on the outside. So 14, yeah, 14's good. 13's good. 15, make one change in equation, set the graph. Yes, let's just cross off 15. I'm not going to ask something like that. 16's good. You want to know how to do that, as well as 17. Part B. Let's talk about part B. So that would be in a non-calc portion. Okay. Tell me H and K here for number 17B. What's your A value? A is 1. What's K? K is 2. What's H? H is 3. Remember, the general formula is this. A is the number out front. H is what's directly subtracted to X. If it's a plus, make it a minus. If it's a minus, keep it as positive. And K is the number on the outside. So coming back here again. Yeah. So if it's 3, if H is 3 and K is 2, what's my vertex? 3, 2, yeah, 100%. Correct, right. And by the way, if you plug in 3, you do get 2. It's good. All right. What I recommend you do to finish off the graph is make a table. What numbers do you think are reasonable to plug in? That are, you want to plug in numbers close to 3. What numbers do you think are reasonable to plug in? 2 and 4, perfect. Love it. If you plug in 2, you should get 2. Should get 3, I think. And you get 3 again for if you plug in 4. You probably should plug in 2 more points as well, maybe 1 and 5. And you'll get 4 and 4 in that case. And there you go. There's your graph. Just a V shape. Very simple.
Value in an absolute value equation ever be negative, or does the
Oh, no, okay, yeah, if you have X plus 3, then H would be -3. Sure.
the absolute value like doesn't apply?
No, because what just happens, whatever X is, you have to subtract or add that first, then do absolute afterwards. You can't do absolute separately of X and the number separately. Can't do that. By the way, how does this compare to absolute of X? How does that compare? How does this graph compare to just a simple one? So what's happening? It shifted right and up 2. Good. Okay. So I'm going to ask that. Okay. 18 is a good one. You should know. So if your vertex is -4, -2, and it's pointing down, what choice would it be? But it's pointing down. It's B. It's B. Yes. Remember, -4, it's got to be X minus -4. So it's X plus 4. Good. So it's B. You should be able to identify the parent function. What's the parent function for this one? It's D. D is in dog, 1 over X. Asymptotic behavior. Yeah, I think we're not really. You do need to know that. Well, I'll just be honest. That's not going to be on the test, so I'll cross it off. 20. But you should know it goes 5 left, 2 down. So it would be -5 and -2. You should know it's D for that one, but I'm not asking 5, so don't worry about it. 21. That you should know. What choice would it be? So you're going 1 right, 5 down. So it's D. Good. Yep, D. Yep. 22 is easy. I'm not asking on the test, so don't. I mean, you should know that, but it's not on the test, so I'm not asking that. 23. Yes, you should be comfortable. Yes, actually, I'm gonna say yes for 23. You should know how to figure out the equation for that. Actually, let's talk about it.
Can you go over it?
Yeah, totally, 100%. Okay, so yes, Rocco, yeah. So what type of function is this? Cubic, good. Okay. Now look at the middle. Where's the middle of that graph?
At like, -2, 3.
So your h is -2, and your k is 3. All right. Okay.
Oh.
And the stretch is kind of hard to tell. We haven't really practiced that enough, but there's not gonna be a stretch. The a value would be 1. So you're gonna write as y equals x plus 2 cubed plus 3. And that would be the equation for that graph. That's for part A. So let me move that closer to part A because that's a little confusing. It's right below part B. That's all. What's your vertex for part B?
How would you know what the?
A value?
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that to you guys because we haven't practiced that enough, so don't worry about it. I mean, one thing you could, well, actually, let me take it back. Sorry, I should take that back. Okay. Here's what you do. You simply look at a point nearby and just make sure it satisfies the equation. I'm going to tell you right now. I'll just kind of I'll just tell you guys right now. So part 1's gonna look like this. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of disclose this. Okay. So part 1, you're gonna graph any of the 6 functions, and number 2 is gonna be the same thing. The 6 I'm talking about
Is
on this page here. Absolute value, parabola, cubic, hyperbola, square root, or exponential. Actually, I'm not even doing hyperbola. So graph
right.
but there's gonna be transformations. So I'm not gonna tell you straight up, oh, graph x squared, that's gonna be obviously not gonna do that. But it'll be a transformation. So know that.
Transformation rules are like pretty much.
They're all the same. Yeah, they're the same every single time. The number out in front is A. The number you subtract directly or add directly x is H. And the number you add to the outside is K. 100%. And number 2 will be just another, just a repeat, just another function. Do know the domain range. So let's just look at your graph, and you should be able to tell the domain range from the graph. If you do the graph correctly, you should know the domain range just fine. Okay, number 3 is going to be matching. Okay, so hope this puts you guys a little more at ease. You know I'm asking. This is exactly what I'm asking. But you have these packets to help you practice these skills, right? So yeah. graph could be x squared, like graph be something with x squared, x cubed, whatever, and number two would be more the same thing. I'll ask, there'll be transformations. I'll ask them in range. And then the third question will be, hey, just, here's a bunch of graphs, a bunch of equations, match them up, and tell me why. That does good. Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, of course. Like I would say like graph y equals -2 outside of x plus 1 minus 2. Like that. Well, let's talk about what is a transformation. So what does the plus one do? It goes, so your h value is -1. To the left. That moves it down 3. That flips the trapeze. There you go.
What do you mean different reason?
So if I give you a bunch of like graphs and a bunch of equations, and like let's say for example like here I'll give you a good example. So Aiden asked a great question. How non-calc. I'm getting there. Be patient. I'm getting there. One thing at a time, right? No, it's very nice. I asked. I thank you for being so nice about it. Okay, so anyway, that's pretty funny. So, say to answer your question, like, what if I had something like this here? It's a semicolon. Semicolon. All right. Okay, and what? And so I'll just give you a quick example. So say these are 3 equations. And say I put 3 different graphs here. I'll just apply the graphs. You have to match it. Like this graph would match with this equation.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
graph would match that one. That would match that one. That's what you're gonna match it.
What do you mean different reason?
Why would you pick that? Like you'd pick that because it shifted 3 down, or it shifted 1. Like you would just give a reason. Yeah. Just a few words. Yeah, just a few words. Yeah, try good. Yeah. Oh, double. It's repeat of the previous. It's a repeat of this. Yeah, more graphing, just a different equation.
And do you have to also know the name and the number one or just?
I'm not gonna ask for both, I'll ask for one of them.
Okay.
Yeah. But I will ask about the state of transformations. Like if I give you this graph, you also have to tell me, oh, they went 1 left, they went 3 down. Exactly, yes, exactly, right. Okay, so that's part 1, okay? And part 1, you should spend about 20-25 minutes on roughly maybe, because graphing takes a little longer. Okay. Okay, let's keep moving. I'll talk about part 2 in a bit. You know what? Speaking of the devil, part 2 is happening right now. Okay, so 24 is a big one. Pretty much. Yep.
Yeah, we're looking about part 1 now. We'll run down on that.
Know these problems really well. All right, so I'll leave that on the board. Okay, for part 2. I will ask the following. Write an equation when given the transformations. So just like in 24. Now it's calculator. So you can verify in the calculator when you punch in the equation to make sure it's doing what is intended, right? Go, Alexander. Yeah.
Is the like the retest portion part?
We're getting there, but that's in part 2. That's in part 2. We're getting there. So, like, for example, how would I write part A? Well, if I'm going 3 right, I'm going to do x minus 3 squared. And I'm going 5 down, I'm going to be minus 5. Because remember, when you're going right, it's actually minus. Because you want the vertex to be at 3 now. So you need that part to be 0 so you get -5 for y. Right? Or for part B, I want to stretch by a factor of 4. Great. Put a 4 on the outside. X plus 5 squared. Boom, done. Or for part C, I want a compression of 0.2. Okay, great. I want y equals 0.2 Actually, negative 0.2. Let me take that back. I want negative 0.2 because flipped. X minus 4 squared plus 5. There you go. That's what you gotta do. So there's a question like that for sure on the test.
Fixed stretch factor, is that not 1/4 though?
1/4?
Yeah, because if it's stretching, isn't it getting?
No, it's compressing number of part C. Yes, if it's stretching, it's 4. It's getting skinnier. No, it's getting skinnier. So it's getting steeper. So you multiply the y values by 4. That's what's causing the stretch. Because the y values are higher now. So you gotta multiply by 4. It's not stretching this way. It's stretching this way. You're doing like this. It's like, I don't know, like just stretching it that way. So some more, go ahead. You call it shrink.
Oh.
You shrink by, yeah. And if it's like going like half as much, you say shrink by a factor of 2. Yeah. Even though you multiply by 1/2, you shrink by a factor of 2. Jasmine, good. Right, exactly. Okay, completing the square. I am going to ask. So all these problems are good ones. Actually, you got a crap load of completing the square practice, so get good at it because I'm going to ask it. So yeah, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Now, the one thing I'm going to caution you about, just so to avoid confusion, because there's 2 ways you could go about completing the square. You could ask to solve, or it could be asked to let me think about this one here. Because some of these are kind of crazy. Yeah, give me a sec here. Hold on. So because some of these are kind of. Let me find a good example. Give me a moment, guys. Hold on. Okay, let's look at part B. Okay, let's look at the last one because this is a repeat. Okay, so I can ask it 2 ways. Complete a square. So that's number 5. Rewrite an equation into vertex form. Let me rephrase it. Rewrite a quadratic equation in the vertex form by completing the square. Also states vertex, x-intercepts, and y-intercepts. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. I'm recording this so you guys have this as a guide. So when you complete the square, completing a square serves 2 purposes. Solve for x, or to rewrite an equation. On our test, it's really the second purpose. On this review guide, they do it for the first purpose, but they're really the same process. So, for example, if I'm trying to solve this, right, I'm going to say p squared plus 6p equals -1. So what you first do is push that constant to the other side. Focus on the variables. You guys remember what's next? What's next? Take half, then square. What's half of 6 and square, guys? Perfect. Good. So you get +9 plus 9. So now we get this. P plus 3. The whole purpose is to write it like this, nice and tight, like a nice tight binomial like this. And then if I square root to solve it, P plus 3 equals plus or minus √8. P equals -3, which is really no different than quad form. Quad form will get you the same thing if you did quad form, which you remember from a long time ago. So that would be the solve for x. If I want to rewrite the equation, I think of it like this: y equals x squared plus 6x plus 1. I would push the 1 off to the side. What's half of 6 squared? We know it's 9. But guess what? You have to add 9 to the other side as well, right? And if you continue the process, we factor, right? That's the whole point. We want to factor this. That becomes x plus 3 squared. Yeah, because it's a plus, my bad. And if I move the 9 over to the other side, I get that. Okay. Half of 6 is squared. Half of 6 is squared. Half of the number of x is squared. That's what we squared. Half of b squared. Right. Okay. And so on the way I'm going to be asking the test will be more like this one, which is still kind of roughly the same thing. It's just that this has a different intention. This intention is to solve for x-intercept. This is more to rewrite the equation in vertex form. Okay, so that's what I just did for you guys. I rewrote it in vertex form like this. Now, what's my vertex? If I look at this equation that I just rewrote, what's a vertex now? Yes, perfect. What's my y-intercept? Just look at the original equation. If I plug in 0 for x, what's my y-intercept? Zero squared plus 6 times 0 plus 1. Yep, 0, 1. And my x-intercepts, actually, I just did it. It was right here. That's my x-intercepts. So that's why it's good to complete the square, because it actually takes care of all these things for you. You can get the x-intercepts by completing the square, and also you can get the vertex as well. If you want to use quad form, you can. This will be in the calculator portion, so you can always plug in the calculator as well. I promise you, though, I promise you this, there are no radicals for this question. This question comes out nice and clean. Okay, number 5 comes out nice and clean. I promise you that. When I plug in 0 for x and solve for the y-intercept. Yep. Okay.
In decimal, will you have it just like?
It's going to be no decimal. It's whole numbers, or integers. Do you know how to find? I know I skipped around a little bit. My apologies. Okay. Number 31. This will be on test as well. There you go. X is going to be over 2a. So if I do that over here, don't you get this? Okay. Makes sense. So I should get C. All right. And then lastly, old stuff. Okay, so hopefully this gets you more comfortable with this packet. So what things are relevant, things are not relevant. The old stuff. Okay, I do have to admit, some of the questions are pretty crazy in the old stuff. I'll tell you which ones are a little too much. So on the old stuff. Okay. Old material.
Is this the review portion of the test?
Yep, 100%. And it will be calculator allowed. Finance formulas, and then simplify exponents and radicals. Okay, there you go. So you should know fraction exponents, like what's happening there. So I think this first page is pretty good to do. I think it's all kind of just good practice. Like you should know, like, oh, 5 to the 1/4 is 4 through to 5. Like you should know that, right? Or you should know it's a cube root of 8, which is 2 for number 5. Like you should know those things. Oh, that's the other packet. Do you have that or no? Okay. Okay. I should know that. Now, the second page, I kind of laugh. This came from an Algebra 2 honors class about like 2011, I think. So about 13 years ago. Okay. That's the answer, sorry. Okay. This is a little bit too much. Only two which ones I think are decent to do. I think eight's kind of fair. I think 2's kind of fair. I think 6 is kind of fair. Probably even maybe 7. But definitely these are kind of just absolutely ridiculous. Those are just too hard. Those are too hard. That's why the delta math is going to be good practice, because delta math actually has more appropriate simplification problems for you guys. So to go through the delta math, I think that'll be good for you guys, because it's a little more appropriate. But for example, let's take a look at number 2. 2 is a good one. Even then, these are still a little much, but like, okay, if you just focus on this one, I think that's kind of fair. Okay, cube root of 40. So just think about it. Where are my perfect cubes? 1's a perfect cube, because 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. What's the next perfect cube after 1? 2 times 2 times 2, what's that going to be? Is 8 a factor of 40? There we go. Let's pull it out. What's cube root of 8? 2, right? What's left behind after you do 40 divided by 8? 5. So 5 stays on the inside. Now let's look at, and there's already an x on the outside to begin with. Now let's look at the cube root of x5. Once you start dealing with the variables, you simply are just dividing, because that's 1/3. Multiplied by 1/3 is divided by 3. What's 5 divided by 3? 1, the remainder of 2. And what's is that 3? I can't tell. Yeah, what's 3 divided by 3? 1. So you want pulling another x and a y, and x squared stays inside. So you wind up getting this. Okay. Of course, you have this one work out as well. If you work it out, you should get something similar, 3x squared y cube root of 5x squared. And happen to be the same thing, so you can combine them afterwards. And ends up becoming 5x squared y. But that's a little much. We haven't really done that. That's why I kind of laughed a little bit. It wasn't really the best practice. So if it's freaked you out a little bit, don't worry. It's not that challenging on the test. But give us a try. But the delta math is going to be more reliable, I'd say. You have properties of exponents as well. Like, for example, let's look at number 7 really quickly. So you can write this as 2 square root of x4. And what's square root of 64, by the way? So 8 square root of x15. 2 over 8 is 1/4. And you can write a big square root like this. And how do you handle that when you have x4 over x15? What does that become? X to what power? Good, -11. And you put on the bottom. But I'm not going to do it with a square root because that's a little too much. So, but yeah, you should be able to recognize that. So, yeah, not the best practice, personally. So, all right, finance, whole bunch of finance formulas right here, as well as near the end, just some on compound continuously. The forms will be provided. All right. So there's your test. That's the test right there. Okay. I'm gonna put some practice problems up. You guys can try them. The rest of the class for you guys will work. If you want to do the delta map, go for it. That I highly recommend. Actually, let me see if I can access it. And oddly, I had to use my personal account, so I don't know why my school account didn't work for it. But so view assignments, new through review. Some people have been sorry, I didn't mean to share data with you guys. That's kind of rude. Hold on. Yeah, these are all different skills. You can see like exponential, like simplify fractional exponents, combine radicals, fractional exponents. Trying to see how I can access it. Maybe let me do this here. Updates. If you guys want to work on a project, you could do that too. That's totally fine. If you have questions, I could go down and get it. Friday. You guys, most of you guys are pretty much done. Just have a few things to add, but
I'm just gonna put my stuff on to leave it. Is it like?
oh, really?
Broke on my computer, but I have my calculator.
Oh, good. Wait, why can I not? Okay, edit assignments. The heck? Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, so here's like the delta math stuff. So like it kind of looks like this. Let me see the radical stuff here. Yeah, so anyway, do that. So you guys have the rest of the class. I'm gonna put some practice problems up as well.
How many we get wrong before we get it right?
I don't know. I haven't really used it that much. I should be using it more often.
Sections on like previous, like classes that I've been in, where I've definitely taken.
Oh, really?
So many tries.
Guess up.
Like, test
Mhm.
part of it.
Yep.
Do you have to get above an 80 on the?
Yes.
on the-
Well, no, you do.
On the, just the review portion, or is it like?
No, just a review portion.
You get exactly an 80 on the retest.
Well, then you get the most you can get back.
No. What about
Is
this?
it-
What if you get like both of the review questions wrong, but then you get like a 80, like 7 on the actual?
Well, you're not gonna get points back on the previous test. Yeah, that's why you gotta know your review stuff well. Yeah.
And simplify radicals.
Let me put some problems up right now for you guys to practice. Yes, Jazz, go ahead. Yeah, I'm gonna put some up right now. Yeah. Yeah, good. Not working?
But I don't think that's it. That's. I'm gonna get.
Hold on.
I just don't know whether.
Did you register? Try registering first.
This is your class though, right?
Not really. No, it's not. Because it's a different email. Yeah, you gotta register. Yeah, you gotta register.
No. Like Mr. Eve, on the retest portion,
Good.
you get an 80, which I'm gonna get a 1, don't even want. But if I get an 80,
You'll get 100.
it's still an 80 on the.
Yeah, exactly.
The last. test.
Yes, they'll be bump up to an 80, right?
Okay, awesome.
Right.
So we're taking it Wednesday. What period? Sorry, I'm looking.
Okay, Wednesday we have it.
It'll be second period.
Okay, so is it okay if I take it in class and then
That's fine. It's fine.
go into lunch with you?
100% fine. Yeah, I already planned for that.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, your parents and I actually talked about it, so it's
Yeah, like
Actually, I had a nice conversation with your parents. It was really nice.
They really
Yeah.
liked you.
And your parents too. They're really nice. Yeah. Okay.
I was like, I got like this. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm taking a more hands-on approach this time around.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think I need to. Yeah, yeah.
Trust me, Mr. E. When I take it in your class, I'm gonna get a 100.
I think you're gonna do a lot better.
To get a 95.
Good.
That's my goal is to
Good.
do better than I did
Perfect.
the first time, and the first time I got a 94. So
Um,
I'm setting high expectations.
yeah, go, Rich. Yes,
Less than one, does it get?
it's compresses.
Okay, so
It gets smushed. Yes, it gets smushed.
Anyone's good at explaining how to get square? I only know what to do. Yeah. Yeah. Should I send this to you? Yeah, those problems. Are these problems you want us to do?
Yeah, guys, putting some practice problems on the board right now. That like as a try. And I'm gonna put the answers. I'm gonna write the answer on the board and share through Schoology.
I don't know. This right here, this is what it is. I don't know. What do you? Okay, I know that you.
Well, you guys are out of family, so I'm trying to.
And guys, I'm gonna go over this over the review session tomorrow night. So Charlie, we'll meet during next period, and come by during office hours too. If you I mean it's, I think after this next test, then we'll just make a habit of doing both. But whatever works for you for tomorrow. But X period's good. Yeah.
You couldn't pay me to even think that. Yeah, exactly. Not that much. I do, it's a track 60. Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, you being dead serious. I wanted to get hold of it. I was so.
Oh, you want to read this again?
That's not it.
Like,
My calculator is like broken. It's like, cause I'm doing the 4 -8 4 thing. And it's not,
No, look, I need to.
Okay.
I'm doing 4 -8 4 for the thing,
Wow.
and it's showing it.
No.
But it's not,
4, -8, 4.
it show it, but
Fine.
then I have more, it just skips over a little bit, or check.
Oh, you gotta go pause. That's why. You gotta put some pauses in here. Okay, that's your first display. If blah 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 else.
They're only.
That's it. That's it.
That's not what we're supposed to be doing.
One extra.
You're supposed to.
Go pause.
I thought you take 3 and I was like, okay, well.
Yeah. And end the loop. And display else, and display else, display.
I think we can just do it.
That's
Ready?
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, the full lady is yours. Oh my God, yeah.
I bet I can do
That'll take you.
Hold on.
Can you give me a quick square bomb?
Undo right here. Here we go. Number 4.
Y equals X minus four.
Is that right? Never seen it before.
I feel like that's wrong.
Hold on.
Why would it like a candy like think about any like
I
variety?
think so. Oh, no, you guys are 16 minus 28. It should be 12.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if this tastes like a rip off.
Alright.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I just clarify something, please?
Yeah, far away. Yes, please. Yes.
I don't.
Mhm.
So when you're completing the square, you just complete the square, change the like, you add the number you get in that top right box.
Yes.
And then you add it to both sides.
Yes.
and then Resubtract the right.
Yes, correct.
That's it, right?
Yes. Yes.
What's the point of doing like for this one? Like plus 16, right? So what's the point of doing the plus 16 if you don't need X?
So you could factor it. You could rise it. So you could rise X minus the number squared. So you can get vertex form because you need to get a binomial.
Y minus 4 squared.
Bro, that's my favorite.
Y equals X minus 4 squared
Y equals
plus
X
12.
minus 4.
Right. Yeah.
What's the point of doing this?
Actually, wait 1 sec. Is that correct for that one? Hold on. 16. No, it should be -4. Actually, no, you guys have a mistake. It should be -4. Yeah, it should be -4. You guys have a mistake.
X minus 4.
No, but on the outside it should be -4. John had it wrong. Give me a sec. I'll come over.
You signed this real quick?
Oh, sure, of course. Yeah, yeah.
Here's the blue one. I wasn't expecting that even. Out there.
Oh, right here. Got it. Where you going? Oh, yeah. This one's it. Good. Good. That's right. Yeah, you already told me that. Sorry. Probably spaced on that. Guys, watch the language. Hey guys, I'm gonna take a picture of this and put it in Schoology. This particular problem.
No, like take out the color. Changes the one I voted on. If it doesn't.
What do you have, guys?
I don't do it. I don't do it.
What is John at?
There's not much.
Like did a projection. But, yeah. Like I would go all the way up. Like a.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes, good.
I'm confused. Maybe there's a part.
So you get a 16.
What'd you do?
You
So,
don't
like-
have to add another 16.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So you have,
Okay. So you have so you take half of that and
Yeah,
square it. That's
16.
16. You put 16 here.
so Y plus,
Y plus 16 equals.
you don't have to put 16 on this side
No, you
again.
do also. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Equals.
What I had,
I'm right. Yeah, same.
like that, right?
Okay. Hold on. So then.
No 12, where'd the 12 go?
Wait, can I do it?
No, wait.
28.
No, I just want to avoid confusion. Okay. You have X minus 4 squared
Yeah,
plus 12 and Y equals Y plus 16.
where'd that 16 go then?
Well, you factored it. This got factored to this.
Oh.
They subtract
I
16.
told you.
I had to right? It's because you factored it. It's because.
Oh, I'm not massaging your dad.
Are you explaining now? It's fine. Yeah. Oh my. I have English.
I know.
No, John messed us up.
No, you told me it was right.
No, I don't. Yeah. And pink.
Have to get to one more points. What? More zero. Because you gotta do before you line six. You can't, you prevent this error from happening. The error's gonna happen when you see it line six. You gotta stop in its tracks.
Are you gonna be in the horse? Why did?
Yes, today, yes, we're heading out to Herc right now. Yes, I actually have a call at 2:15, so 2:30 I'll be there.
Wait, I did everyone have like 19 times the code, but I have like 8 and it works.
Cause you're special.
But it works.
Does it work for the last situation? Do you have an IPS?
I didn't
Does
do
this
it.
say
What does it do?
Friday?
It's Friday.
You got some time. Here, let me see your code. Right here, let's see
I
your
have
code.
2. One, it works.
Ready, 4.
Thank you, sir.
Let's do. Hold on. Quads. How are you? Yes. That's you, okay? Making it through, right?
No.
Yeah, this is quads. 4, moving. Okay, so you have that. This is the good table to be at, I can see. Then dangerous, but good, right? So -0.5, 0, -3. Yeah, you're not gonna get those other ones soon. You gotta live statement. You need that.
Oh, I don't wanna make the issue.
That's it, just something like. It's like a minute.
Is that all? Is that the only other thing I need?
Yeah, so.
I tried to put you in notification for example. I was doing.
Mr. E, is that the only other thing I need in my program?
If you want full credit, you need a little more. Just the other stuff you want to add, like access symmetry, wide intercepts. Sure. Well,
I just figure out how to open the equation.
1.5. Convert that to years, just do 1.5. In 18 months is 1.5 years.
No, I put for like all of them, like I was trying to put 8 out of 12, as a fraction.
Sure, that's 2/3.
Yeah. When I plugged it in, like I would see the answer randomly and I wouldn't get that.
I think ASCII is off, actually. So I don't know if that's ASCII. I think it's off. You show me your answer, I'll put it for the guy.
Does.
Oh.
You want this up for your next?
Oh, yeah, race, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Richard Davidson, trainer for Russia.
Yeah.
On me. Yeah, on me. Yeah, ASCII's off, I think. Yeah. Was Helen down in Southern California? This weekend, or oh,
She,
I took a picture of the friend from like Toluca Lake. I wasn't sure if that was or just
that, it was too big, it was probably our niece,
okay.
but she was, oh, that's an old one. I think.
Yeah, it might have
She was
been an
there
old
a
one.
couple weeks later.
Yeah.
Couple
Okay.
weeks ago. She was there for.
This reminded me of the movie Pulp Fiction.
Oh, was that going, was that late?
Well, like where like they shoot the guy in the face,
Yeah.
and then they have to stop at Quentin Tarantino's house
Yeah,
to drop off the body.
yeah,
So it's like Toluca Lake. I just know that movie so well, so that's
that's funny.
This reminds me of
It's
that
a
movie.
classic movie.
And then like Harvey Keitel like comes and fixes the problem.
The picture, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That should be guys right
While I've been part of. That's the old road right in front of her in the film, it's like. You didn't say it.
Yeah.
Like, it isn't fair.